Hey everybody, if you're new here, I've been doing recipes for football season that are like healthy versions of what you would eat at a party where you just watch the game with all your friends and stuff, or just sitting around at home by yourself where you don't have to wear pants because you're not around other people. But I have been kind of trying to lose more weight and incorporate different foods and involving all of that. And so I was like thinking about how maybe football season is what like really gets people out of that groove of like all summer everybody's like, oh, I gotta make my summer bod look good and all this, and you work so hard, and then somewhere between now, fall, and Christmas, we all just kind of go downhill with that. And so I'm trying to think of ways to prevent that from happening. I know in my life, I've been making some different recipes to give people ideas for what you can bring to a football party or have at home and not feel so guilty about it. So I asked on Instagram stories, I did a poll and said, should I do, because I was thinking about, I've done 2 snack foods and was like, maybe I should do like a meal, because sometimes you go places and there is like more than just snack food. And I also have not done a sweet. I think I've done 1 sweet video of like my whole YouTube channel. And I couldn't decide, so I did a poll on Instagram and was like, should I do a soup or a sweet? And it was split 50-50. So I was like, okay, I'll do one of each. I was at Trader Joe's the other day. I had no idea what I was gonna get. I knew that I wanted to do taco soup as the soup. Trader Joe's right now has all the pumpkin things. Like, it's insane. There's so many different pumpkin options. So I got, as the dessert, this pumpkin mix. I'm gonna make muffins, and the topping that's gonna go on top I am really excited about. But first I'm gonna do the taco soup, because there's something in the oven at 400 degrees right now that I have to turn down to 350 to do the muffins. So I'm gonna put everything in my crock pot, which is already like super hot. And I was trying to think of like what to call this, because it is taco soup, but I'm not using, it's meatless, but what's in here right now is beef stock. Pretend like it's not. I just didn't, I used my vegetable stock last night, so we'll pretend like it's vegetable stock, but I'm being honest with you guys, it's not. The meatless meat that I'm doing in there. So I've been like obsessed with Dave Ramsey and all of like the tips that go along, like his strategies and stuff like that. And I get on Pinterest a lot and try to look for like budgeting ideas and stuff. And there was a girl that wrote an article or a blog post about grocery shopping tips that you don't normally hear that will save you money, because a lot of people are like, just eat beans and rice and stuff like that. And I for sure shop sales. That's why I'm always like, I got this buy one get one free at Publix, so one was half off. The thing that she suggested doing, and she said if you can get your family on board to incorporate more tofu, because tofu costs less than meat. And I don't really cook with tofu that much. I've had things that have it in it. I also shop a lot at Sprouts. Sprouts a few weeks ago had their brand of tofu for 99 cents. And it's like a big block. Got a couple of those and was on Pinterest again, looking through recipes for things to do and ways to incorporate that. And someone had made a beefless ground beef that I thought looked really good. So I'm taking 2 different recipes and kind of blending them with the beef and doing my normal taco soup recipe. My husband and I like love taco soup. We've already had it like 3 times in the time that it's been fall. So we're gonna make pumpkin.
What's that, pumpkin?
Pumpkin muffins. Our timer has 2 minutes left. One of the recipes, there was the beefless taco meat. They did it in the skillet with quinoa. And I was like, the quinoa would be the perfect, the texture that is missing in between tofu and ground beef. And another person took a pan, they crushed it up, took a pan and laid it out and baked it. I had to bake it for like an hour to get it like not so spongy. So I'm baking it right now. I've been doing it in 15-minute increments. Okay, here's the tofu ground beef stuff. I didn't want to like prep it and not know what I'm doing and all that. So I wanted to like go ahead and have it in here and be like, yes, it worked the way that they said. A little bit, the bigger pieces are a little spongy. The smaller pieces are what's more like kind of crunchy, which ground beef isn't crunchy. But I felt I wanted to get it at least a little bit firm so that when it's in here with all of these liquids, it'll be okay. It's not gonna be like mush. What I did was took the block, drained it, crushed it up with this, heavily seasoned it with chili powder. I did like a good bit of that. cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, Worcestershire, and then mixed in half a cup of quinoa. Spread it out in the pan, baked it out on 400 for 15 minutes, shook it around. I did forget to oil the foil, so it is kind of stuck. There's a good bit of it stuck to the pan, but that's okay. I did it in 15 minutes twice, did it for 15 minutes twice, and then the last time I did 10 minutes. I think the recipe that I read on Pinterest did like 40 minutes the first time, and I was a little scared of that. I get scared of things burning, and so I undercook them and just keep an eye on them to avoid being like, oh, I gotta throw this out. So that's how I did the beef. That's not real beef. Okay, so I'm gonna put everything else in here. I have it all ready to go, but I was talking about taco soup. So I think we like taco soup better than actual like chili, just because of all the like flavors and stuff, and we like love Mexican stuff. So I'm going to be lazy and put some salsa in here instead of doing all the rest of the prep. Then I'm doing black beans and red beans, and I'm doing a little bitty mini corn because I'm not a big corn eater, so I like more beans than corn. I diced up a little tomato. You can use Rotel, like whatever you're comfortable with. Here's a little bit of the beef. It actually looks like ground beef. I tried some of it earlier. It's textured like so much like ground beef. Like, I don't know. It's a little bit spicier because I put a good bit of, this was something I forgot. I put chili flakes on it. Okay, I got everything in the crock pot. Now I'm gonna put some more seasoning in it. Something that I feel like really makes taco soup like really flavorful is something that some people may not be comfortable using, ranch seasoning. It doesn't bother me. I know some people probably be like, oh, there's ingredients in there, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. If you don't want to use this, make your own or find some other way to season it. But there is like dehydrated milk in this, so it's not dairy free, but it's not so much dairy that like I get sick from it. But I think that it adds so much flavor to it. And then I'm gonna add more of like the taco seasoning, like what I cooked the meat in. Now to put the lid on this, let it chill for a little bit. But now I'm gonna do the muffins. Okay, I got the pumpkin muffin mix mixed, and it smells so good that I tasted it, and oh my gosh, I was not expecting it to be this good. The allspice is like really heavy in it. I'm assuming that's what's in it. It just says spices, of course, but I can taste allspice in it, and it's good. So they're gonna be good. I'm gonna put it in mini muffins because I feel like that stretches a lot further. Pour it in there and then the oven, and then explain what I'm topping them with because I'm excited about it. Okay, my muffins are done. They're over here cooling off. I'm going to make what I'm topping them with. I have cut out dairy and just been more like dairy minimal. It's hard to do dairy free, but I had a bagel with cream cheese the other day and had a migraine like the whole day. That's kind of like what cheese does to me in like amounts like that. Something like the way the ranch had a little bit of dehydrated milk in it, that's fine. But the cream cheese had me sick for like the whole day. I found this stuff at Trader Joe's. I am extremely excited about. Is it backwards to you guys? It's vegan cream cheese is basically what it is. So it's plain, it's not flavored at all, which I like that because I can add whatever I want to it. I had it on a piece of cinnamon raisin toast yesterday and it tastes like cream cheese. And I've had fake cheese before, like the dairy free. There's that stuff, it starts with like a D, it's like DA something. It was half off at Sprouts. Otherwise I would not have spent $6 on a block of cheese, even if it's real cheese. And I sliced it and ate a bite, like my first bite of it. And at first it was like, oh my goodness, this tastes just like cheese. It's so good. And then after swallowing, it was like a really weird, I don't even know, like the aftertaste was just weird. And the fact that Trader Joe's had this for less than $3, I was like, yes, I can try that. If it's not that good, I didn't waste a lot, but it was actually really good. You can kind of see here, it is a little more like cream cheese. It's not as nutty as the others. What we're going to do to top the muffins with is mix it with honey, some agave, just depending on how much honey I have. And I crushed up some walnuts to sprinkle over the top of the ones that I ice. Tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half of honey. I may do like a little bit of agave because agave to me is sweeter than honey. Honey's more like nectar-y, and the agave is a little thinner. It's like a squirt. I've been putting this in coffee a lot lately. If I'm getting iced coffee in the afternoon, I've been doing like a squirt of the agave, some vanilla extract, like a few drops of it, and almond milk. And iced coffee is really good, and like you don't have to feel bad about like getting any kind of chemicals or anything, so that's nice. Actually, I'm gonna taste them. Oh my gosh, I could like eat that. Like I could put it in the freezer and make ice cream out of it. I want to cry right now because I can eat this and it's not gonna make me feel sick. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. See how like when it's iced on there, this is what happened with the toast yesterday. It does kind of more like a butter consistency, like it kind of thins out. So it's not that pretty, but it's doing its job. It's getting the work done. That's really good. I'm going to ice these up. And if you think of any recipes you want me to do or anything, comment below. Thanks for sticking it out of this long whole meal of kind of like a fall meal. All right, well, everybody have a good week.